Okay, welcome back to 1d8+1. Here in that type of sense, looking at now prestige class like the Initiate Sevenfold Veil type thing. And in that type of class, because they're magic casters, can pull on all types of magic, which they can. They do a fairly great job. You start comparing their prestige class versus like the 8 schools in the book, like abjuration, conjuration. So then the veils are all schools, and they can cast magic, and then also do class abilities with magic type thing of the summoning class, like the augment summoning and stuff like that. They get that in 10 different class abilities 10 times over, and they don't. It is a 10 class, I believe, and in that type of sense. The same with it being that it's a mostly necromantic class of class abilities, or like a hexblader, and it doesn't do that either. But in saying that I really enjoy the class, or that and wanting to say that I'm always part of the class, then how can you not put rose-colored glasses on it and say that it's the ultimate class that has ever been created? And that's not the case. I mean, it really doesn't match up to the other schools that well. It does do abjuration and protection like sins, and it really protects the user, much like abjuration with protection from arrows and things like that. And stone skin, I think, is an abjuration, and that's a protection like concept with magic. And it's not mage armor, but I think protection from energy is also an abjuration. So we're starting to get the idea that abjuration looks at a lot of different protection spells for the most part in like an 80-20 rule. And I don't think abjuration does walls, which are protection, but protection from energy, protection from arrows, protection from evil is an abjuration, and stone skin is an abjuration. That's 4 fairly distinct protection spells. It's not all of them, but that's a pretty good list. And so in that type of sense, the veil pretty much uses the colors to do the exact same thing. And so when you're looking at classes and things like that, you're trying to say that's a major hole in the theory, because Initiate Full still does more necromancy, and it also does more witch spells and night spinner as a class ability along with casting, better than those guys could ever dream of, or gals. And that's not correct, nor is it more of a warlock than any of those classes. So really, that was also an 80% rule for the Initiate Sevenfold Veil, and it wasn't. They aren't 80% necromancy. And that's a non-rose-colored look at what goes on with them. And that's the authority. And when you set up prestige classes and the roles that you try to split from that, because now you earn 80% of the nightmare spinner you wanted to do, and then you spend another 5 levels doing something that wasn't in something that you wanted to do so that you could cover yourself. And those are expensive 5 levels of choice type thing. Pretty much. You could have doubled up, or you could have gave something that still did witch, and then also still gave you a 20 underneath type thing, and like in your skills or something like that, because you could have been a witch that painted, with like some illusion type thing, just never got it off the ground. But at least none of your level abilities are waste, and that's the ability.